We're gonna show the first and last scares of Scream, Halloween, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Totally Killer, Get Out, Cabin in the Woods, The Conjuring, and The Shining. Let's get started. What if you lived in a small town where a masked killer started calling people just to mess with them before slicing them up? You're at home making popcorn when the phone rings. Playful at first, but then the voice on the other end turns dark. This is the first scare in Scream.
Listen!
No, you listen, you little. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand? Yeah.
Is this some kind of joke?
More of a game, really.
Now imagine that same masked figure isn't just some random creep. It's someone hiding in plain sight, treating murder like their own twisted game. You're fighting to survive, and just when you think it's finally over, the terror finds one last way to get you. This is the last scare in Scream.
This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
Not in my movie.
What if you went trick-or-treating in a clown costume and never came back the same, and your normal bedtime routine turned into stuff of nightmares? This is the first scare in Halloween. Now what if you grew up and turned into a babysitter stalking killer, hunting down one babysitter who's fighting for her life? This is the last scare in Halloween. What if one summer night, you and your friends are driving too fast on a dark coastal road, music blasting, laughing, not paying attention. Then out of nowhere, the car slams into something in the middle of the road. This is the first scare in I Know What You Did Last Summer. A year later, the past comes back with a hook. You think it's over, but then you step into the shower, steam filling the room, and the last scare makes it clear the nightmare isn't done with you yet. This is the last scare in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Imagine if it was Halloween night and your mom is hovering, stressing you out about some old murders from her past, but you're too busy living in the present to pay her any mind. Later that night, when she's all alone in the house, there's a knock at the door, and what looks like a costume turns out to be something much darker. This is the first scare in Totally Killer.
Trick-or-treating by yourself? Okay, this really isn't funny.
After the attack, you get thrown back into 1987, the year the murders first happened. Suddenly you're racing against time, and even teaming up with the teenage version of your mom to try to stop the killer before history repeats itself. But just when you think you're finally saved, the last scare proves the nightmare isn't done with you yet. This is the last scare in Totally Killer. What if you're walking alone through a quiet suburban neighborhood at night, just trying to find your way, when a car starts creeping behind you? Slow, deliberate, making your stomach twist, and in a flash, it all changes. This is the first scare in Get Out.
Come on, bros. Yo! Yo!
Come give the farmer his fun, fun, fun.
Now what if you think you're finally made it out? This is the last scare in Get Out.
You ruined my house!
What if you and your friends are headed out for a chill weekend in the woods, only for things to feel just a little off? Then suddenly, before you even see the cabin, it hits you out of nowhere. This is the first scare in The Cabin in the Woods.
It's gonna be a long weekend if everyone's that puckered up. So you wanna come over Monday night? I'm gonna pick up some power drills, liberate my cabinets. Are you even listening to me?
And what if everything you thought was just a typical slasher setup turn out to be part of something way bigger. In the end, the ground shakes, the world falls apart, and you realize the horror isn't just in the woods, it's everywhere. This is the last scare in The Cabin in the Woods. What if your job was helping people haunted by things they couldn't explain? And the first story you told was about a doll that wouldn't stay put. This is the first scare in The Conjuring.
She was sitting in the hallway, but we had left her in the spare room.
What if you moved your whole family to a quiet farmhouse, but the nights keep getting darker and the rooms never felt safe? And what if the presence inside the house wasn't just watching, but trying to take one of you over completely? This is the last scare in The Conjuring. What if you moved with your whole family to take care of a giant, empty hotel for the whole winter? The halls are endless, the silence is heavy, and then one day while you're riding a tricycle, you turn a corner and suddenly you're not alone anymore. This is the first scare in The Shining. And what if all that isolation slowly drove someone you trusted into madness? The chase leads into a freezing hedge maze, and by morning, the nightmare is over. But the image it leaves behind is unforgettable. This is the last scare in The Shining. That's our look at some of the first and last scary moments that made these killers unforgettable. Which one stuck with you the most? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite first and last horror moments. I'm Jay, and this has been First and Last Scary Moments. Stream, rent, buy, or add channel to watch these titles on Prime Video.